The diagnostic round shows a lateral joint line opening of about a centimeter. The drive-through sign is positive. Moving the field of vision to the lateral gutter shows it to be quite capacious, possibly due to the stretching of the lateral capsule. The popliteus portal is made by an outside-in technique. On palpation, there is absence of the popliteus tendon at its normal insertion site. The popliteus groove is found to be empty, with presence of only synovium. On probing the popliteus, it is found to be attached quite posteriorly. On moving the scope posteriorly and visualizing the popliteal hiatus, it appears to be widened with absence of the popliteomeniscal ligaments. This case was found to have bony avulsions of the popliteus tendon from the lateral femoral condyle. The bone fragments were excised. Following this excision, the remnant of the popliteus along with the bony avulsion was found to be attached to the surrounding soft tissues, with the avulsed fragment obliterating the popliteal hiatus. This bone fragment was then excised. Following excision of this bone fragment, the ACL elbow amer is then passed through the popliteus portal across the popliteal hiatus and placed on the posterior aspect of the tibia. The tip of the amer is moved distally over the tibial ridge till it dips into the sulcus. At this point, the amer is fixed into position and the beath pin is passed from the anterior entry point. The beath pin is visualized while exiting the tibia at the elbow of the amer. The tip of the beath pin is connected with a scoop, the tibial tunnel drilled with a 6 or 7 mm reamer. The tunnel is cleared of its bone debris by a shaver passed through the tibial tunnel. A number 1 ethylon suture shuttle mounted in the eyelet of a beath pin is passed through the tibial tunnel. It is pulled out through the popliteus portal and held with hemostats at either ends, forming a loop passing through the tibial tunnel and exiting from the popliteus portal. One then proceeds for the femoral tunneling. The site of the femoral tunnel is localized and the beath pin is passed through the popliteus portal across the femur, exiting from the skin medially. The femoral tunnel is reamed up to 25 or 30 mm with a 6 or 7 mm reamer. With the help of the suture shuttle, the graft looped over a number 5 ethibond suture is then pulled through the tibial tunnel across the popliteal hiatus till it is seen exiting the popliteus portal. The number 5 ethibond holding the graft is then fed into the eyelet of the beath pin located in the femoral tunnel and pulled across medially outside the skin along with the beath pin. The graft end is pulled into the femoral tunnel, and here we see the graft in position from the popliteal hiatus up to the femoral tunnel. A nitinol guide wire is passed beside the graft into the femoral tunnel, and in this case the graft is fixed in the femoral tunnel with a round cannulated interference screw passed over it through the popliteus portal. Tension is maintained over the graft during fixation to avoid it from winding around the screw while insertion. The knee is cycled to remove the slack in the graft, which is then fixed in the tibial tunnel with a screw or a suture disc. And that is the final appearance of the popliteus sling following the reconstruction.